Hello, you're not going to see me in this video, but today we're going to talk about a channel of water. I'm at the clock tower in Morecambe looking out onto the beach. If I look to my right, there's this channel of water that's clearly visible when the tide's out. Obviously it's still there when the tide's in, moving. But whilst I'm watching it now, even though the tide's out, it's visibly moving from the right up there, the northern end of the bay, and it's emptying out that way towards the stone jetty. Also here on the beach there's quite a lot of submerged woodwork, metalwork. I think there's some wire over there, all kinds of stuff buried in the sand, rocks. This is one of the reasons we tell people not to go out too much on shallow tides, because people end up wading out quite far. Also out there, you can't see, but there's some very deep grooves in the sand, in the mud. Another thing is, when people come here on days out, they often see near that post or down there right near the line where the channel is. When you're down there near the water, you cannot actually see the beach where your family might be. It shelves off and drops down. So if you did get stuck, you wouldn't be able to see people on the beach up there to wave to them. But this channel does give you a lot of assistance when you're swimming. Sometimes a few of us have swam from Happy Mount Park further down the bay that way, and when we get towards Broadway, Thornton Road, this channel really pushes you this way into here, what we'd call Mallows Bay. Or if you were swimming further down past the jetty, it'd push you past there. You do have to be extremely careful when you go anywhere near that jetty, because if you can see, the jetty sticks out and this channel goes right past the point of it. So it's for that reason, if I was ever swimming, can you see that little hut on the stone jetty over there? It's like a cafe. I'd usually swim up to the stone jetty about there and then swim up the side of it and round, as opposed to being in this channel and going right past it. This channel does move pretty quick. I mean, I was told by somebody who's now in his 80s, who won a cross-bay swim years and years ago, that even back then, the finish point for the swim from Grange over there to the jetty, they'd get in a channel that winds its way across the bay, come down here, and he was even saying he'd stay on the left hand side of this channel here, ready to zip out at the last minute and get out at the side of the jetty. Now, some swimmers who didn't know the bay so well would get on the far side of the channel over there and end up getting washed past the jetty and disqualified. So even back then people knew. And I mean, just for reference, if you're ever swimming in Mallows Bay like some of us do, we'll go from this post here to a post over there, and the influence of this channel, it can give you a push that way. Obviously if you're swimming back from that post to this post, there can be a bit of pushback from this channel. Now I suppose it'll depend how much water's in this channel, how deep it is. Sometimes it feels like it moves pretty fast and sometimes it doesn't feel that powerful, but it's, look at it now, even with the tide out, it's pushing out towards the jetty. This is the danger as well when we say don't be too far out when the tide turns. Now let's say today the tide starts going out, I don't know, is it 2 o'clock or something? Around about 2 o'clock or before, it's a good idea to be close into the shore. But if you were somewhere out here after 2 o'clock, the tide would be going that way out towards the jetty and down the bay, and you've also got this channel pushing as well. So you think you've got two things there, the outgoing tide and you've got the channel pushing out. So that's why you've got to be careful around here. That's what makes it dangerous. But that's about it. But look at that over there, so many things you could get snagged on if you were down here walking, and it is very muddy. Please be careful out here. Just a little view up the bay there.